Ooh, my face is really close. Okay, hold on. Let me. Oh, hi, baby. You ready to say goodnight?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can dress.
I'm getting dressed. That's good, baby. Let's see.
Look at me, Mom.
I can see you. All right, let me make sure.
Look at my mermaid shirt. I want to see my mermaid.
Your mermaid shirt?
Here, see?
Yes, I see that. Okay, we're going to say goodnight, okay, in just a second. Make sure that everyone's here. It is Cora's bedtime. She came to say goodnight. Hi, baby.
Yeah.
You're such a goober. Okay. Oh, leave my phone alone.
I just turn it on.
Okay.
I just separate with your phone.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Exit full screen mode. All right, baby. I'll see you in the morning. Okay, Mama's gonna do some work.
Okay.
All right. Can I have a big hug tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my cup. You're right here.
You want to take them upstairs? You can take them upstairs.
No, I said she.
Oh, yes, I have it. Hold on. Hey, don't you don't have to do that. Okay, don't touch the buttons. You're good.
I
see that. All right. Hi, guys. Sorry for that. We are starting our Zoom team meeting. My hair was a mess, so I just took it down out of its bun. And I was just saying goodnight to Cora because it's her bedtime. And I didn't say goodnight to her yet. I feel like I'm talking really softly. I'm going to get my things out. We'll give it a few more minutes to make sure if anybody's going to join us tonight. Maybe we'll have some latecomers. No big deal. I know how life goes. I'm still going to share this information because it's important information. You might have bedtime with your own kiddos right now, or even, it's December. Probably lots of festivities going on. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Today we're going to talk about events. So things I'm going to cover are things like, why do we do events? Why should I do an event? Is it really going to benefit me? Where do I find them? What do I bring with me? Oh, sorry, I just got a text message from one of my hosts. What do I bring with me? What do I do during the event? Like, what should I be doing? And then your display, and then some after the event to-dos. So it's kind of like, I'm going to do a quick synopsis, quick summary of all of that. And of course, if you have more detail or more questions and you need more clarification, then I'll be happy to elaborate more on a specific part of it. Okay, let me just really quickly see what my host wanted, and then we can get started. Well, hopefully someone comes to join us and hang out. Yay, she's got 5 or 6 people confirmed. Bringing more to the party. I can always, if you need more, my typing. If you need more order forms for pre-party orders, let me know and I can bring some to you tomorrow. Okay. Okay, I think that's good. Okay. All right. So that is settled. Hopefully, if she answers, she won't answer it back until after we're done. Because I don't want to take more time away from you guys and what we're going to talk about. It's already 8:35, so I'm just going to jump in. And thank you guys who are watching later on YouTube. You're awesome for watching, even though you couldn't make it live. Okay, so why do we do events? There are lots of reasons, and I actually started doing events because there was a point in time when I had started my business that I realized like I could only sell to my family and my friends so often. Like they were not going to make up my business year round. They could make up, a month or two every 6 months or so, as the new catalog change. That would make sense for them to purchase then, but um, they weren't going to be the ones to keep my business consistent, where I'd have orders every month. So I searched out events in my area where I was living at the time, and I found an event at a school. It was a fall festival, and started meeting people. I actually met the ladies who were next to me in my vendor booth next to me. They were Rodan and Fields ladies. They still are, actually. I gave them samples, and we became friends on Facebook, and now they're some of my best customers. But I'll get into that later. So you might want to do events to meet new people, to meet new customers, to book parties. That is something that I want to go to an event with some parties booked after when I get home, to share the opportunity. Kat, that's how I met you at an event. Macy was part of our group, and she will be back eventually, but that's how I met Macy. And who else? There's a couple. I think everybody else I've met through parties. So you want to share the opportunity with people. You get to meet people that way. And then also, it gives you practice. Even if maybe you're not super great at talking about Scentsy to strangers, this would be an opportunity to practice that. So this is another good reason to do events. Where do you find events? That is a really good question, and it's pretty much anywhere and everywhere. Online is where I usually start because it's just right there at the end of my fingertips. You can go onto Facebook and search out different vendor groups in your area. I know there's quite a few I belong to, and I always make sure that I set up my notifications for that group so that they pop up no matter what event it is. So I'm one of the first people, hopefully, to see that the event has been posted and that they need vendors. And I try to be really fast about, I'll be your Scentsy lady. And hopefully I'll be one of the first ones to be able to get in there. That doesn't always happen. It's a case of whoever answers first, or you could always comment like, hey, I'll be your backup if the Scentsy vendor above me who's already posted that they're interested, if they flake out, or if not you don't want to post that they'll flake out, but if it doesn't work out, you'll be next in line. So you can comment on those vendor event groups on those posts. You can also look in your city's website or even your neighboring city's website. So you go, like I used to live in La Habra, so I would search like Brea, Yorba Linda, Fullerton, Rowland Heights, Whittier. I would search all those neighboring cities to see on their websites if they were having any community events, whether it was like a festival or like I know La Habra had the Tamale Festival and they already had a Scentsy lady. Festivals, carnivals, fairs. Usually during the summertime, you'll see them more often, but definitely that's a great resource to search out different events in your area that are local, that are going to give you customers in your area, which is awesome. You can branch out to go even further if you know of a certain city that has a great festival, but it's a little bit ways away. There's no harm in looking at their website to see if they have and inquiring about a vendor spot for yourself. Other areas that you can look for events would be local newspapers. I don't know if you guys read the newspaper, or even I know my city creates a magazine. I think it's every other month or something like that, or every 3 months. So in the magazine, there are ads for different local businesses, but also there are community events listed. So you can check those out. I know sometimes even the AAA magazine, which we get, I think it's called Westways, they'll have events listed there too. So sometimes it's not always super easy to get in because it's already been what do you call it, planned for a long time. But if you notice an event that is happening in a month and you're not able to get in, write that in your calendar for next year. And then maybe a month or two earlier, or even sooner than that, contact that person who is whatever number or website is listed, and contact them and see if you can get a spot for the following year, especially if it's a really big event and you're interested in doing it. That's another awesome way to kind of get your foot in the door. You might have to wait a little bit, but it's definitely worth it. Okay, so you can also search church websites or the one that you belong to, and your local schools. Referrals from your family and friends and from your customers is another great resource or another way to get event information. For an example, one of my customers, so I met oh gosh. Okay, so I did a party. My friend from high school did a party. It was one of my very first parties. I think it may have been my second party ever. Her friend Mary booked a party, and then at Mary's party, Michelle booked a party. At Michelle's party, Jen booked a party. At Jen's party, Tracy booked a party. At Tracy's party, there was a woman named Veronica, and Veronica, where was I going with this? She had a Facebook party. That's what it was. And on her Facebook party, one of her friends, Diana, so I don't know how many people that was. You guys can count back for me. But Diana, she became a customer of mine through Veronica's party. She happened to live in Corona, and I'm over here in Moreno Valley. So we're maybe 25 minutes from each other. And she actually is part of her school's, her grandchildren's PTA. She helps organize certain events and whatnot. And so every time, I've done 2 now. I did their Cinco de Mayo festival last year, and I also did their Halloween trunk or treat event just a month or so ago around Halloween. But it was with her, like once we kind of started to get to know each other on Facebook, she wanted me to be a part of their school's event, and she knows that I'm not that far. So she'll just let me know, hey, we're having an event. I'd love for you to be a part of it. It's $20 for the event fee. I'm like, sure. She's like, I got you covered. Why don't you go ahead and just, pay me when you get here for the event. Real quick, something popped up. Okay. All right. Desiree is gonna get ready, I think, or she just got home. All right. So that is another way, post on Facebook on your business page. If you don't already have a business page, definitely you should be starting one already, because a side note, Facebook doesn't like you to sell from your personal page. Facebook only likes it when people with business pages sell anything. So make sure that when you do get an event, you become friends with the vendors that are next to you. Like I was saying a few minutes ago, Katie and Kelly, they are some of my best customers. They've both hosted parties. I think Kelly has hosted a party with me at least 2 or 3 times. Her sister has hosted with me and purchases from me, much to her husband's dismay. And their best friend, Elizabeth, is actually going to plan a party in January. So they will actually tell you, like another event that I do in Jubilee Craft Fair, I made friends with the Origami Owl Lady, and now her and her mom have a boutique that I'm going to be doing a home Christmas holiday shopping boutique every December. This is my second year. I'll be doing it on Saturday. So they'll tell us about, when you become friends with the other vendors, they might not purchase from you that day, but if you become their friend, you get to know them, you start a relationship with them, then definitely they will be more likely to invite you to be a participant in their other events that they know about, but maybe you don't. Especially if maybe I've gotten a couple times recently, the fall always is really busy with events. I think people just prefer them, and it's the weather that's nicer. But when they're Scentsy people can't make it, like something happens last minute and those friends of yours are part of that event and they need a Scentsy person right away, you'll get a message like, hey, the Scentsy person pulled out. Are you available? Can you do it? And that's when I ask you guys like, oh, I can't do it, but maybe my team will. So those are other great ways to kind of get your foot in the door with events. And then I was going to say, post on your business page that you're looking for events from your customers, your friends, and your family. Maybe you're just putting the word out there like, hey, I'd love to do some events. If you know any, think of me and I'll be so happy. You can give them like a free bar if they it's a very successful event or something like that. As like a little thank you. Okay. What do you bring with you? That will vary, definitely. But there's of course some like very basic things that you'll need to bring with you. It depends on whether your event is indoor or outdoor. So if your event is indoor, then obviously you don't need an Easy App. Outdoor, you will probably prefer an Easy App. Is the Easy App, maybe they already have like a shelter in place for you outside, depending on the event. Are they going to provide tables or chairs for you? So you want to ask those questions and confirm that information before you confirm your spot, or keep or put a deposit down for your spot or pay for your spot. Because of course it's going to be, if it's not feasible for you to bring your own table, then you're going to only want to do an event that provides a table with the fee. I typically will leave a budget for myself of $50 an event. I don't like to do more than that, but that's because I prefer smaller events. So it really depends on your preference, your budget, and what you're looking for. What are you going to get out of? Some other things to consider when you are looking for an event, and I didn't cover this earlier, but you want to ask them, what is the event for? I have had not such good luck at events that are not purposefully for people to come shopping at. For an example, I did a turkey trot on Thanksgiving morning, where it was like a 5K and a 10K, and there was a lot of people there, but no one came to that event to shop. They all came to exercise, to run, and do the turkey trot. I had 2 sales, and I think I got 4 drawing slips. So I learned my lesson, and that was not a successful event for me. I mean, I did make those connections, so who knows down the road what it could mean in the future for those people that I did meet. But as far as sales goes, or more contacts, it was not as successful as I was hoping. So that's something that I think about more carefully now is who's going to the event and why are they going? Are they coming to shop? If they're coming to shop, they're more likely that you're going to have a better day. So just my little experience, my little tidbit of wisdom here. So then you also want to consider, is this the first time that they've done the event? I took a risk with my Jubilee Craft Fair event that I do every month, roughly. I do every month. I was there the very, 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 very first time that they had the event. It was almost, in this March will be 2 years. And I was super skeptical that it was a scam. I'm like, you want me to send money to you and I don't even know if you're like a legit event? That's a little scary. But the first one was free, so I figured, okay. The second one, we had an event fee. I didn't know if anybody was going to show up, but I figured, I'm kind of still brand new at events, so I'm just going to go for it and we'll see what happens. And it's turned out to be a really awesome thing. So don't always be put off by something that's brand new, but just throwing it out there to be cautious. How many people are they expecting? How are they advertising the event? If it's a self-advertised thing, then you're going to need to, do a little work for your business for the event to help other people out too. And then also, if it's not advertised, or if it is advertised, then how are they advertising it? Are they doing it only on Facebook, or are they being smart about it? In other words, you want to make sure that it's going to be worth your time. Okay, so that's enough about that. Um, so basically, what's included in the vendor fee? Are you going to have to bring tables, and then you're going to plan for that? Is that something that you're capable of, or is it feasible for you? Um, Other things that you want to consider is um, your display. So I keep mine really simple. I don't do a whole lot of decor. Um, I'll try and do something kind of themey, like I'll bring a pumpkin or a Christmas tree, but I don't go crazy with like really fancy displays. I know there is a Facebook group called Sensational Vendor Displays and Booths or something like that. And I know a couple of you are part of it, but don't get overwhelmed by seeing other people's displays. Like, you got to do what works for you in your business. So definitely consider that. I keep it simple. I've shared my photos on our team page underneath, I think, an album. So you'll be able to see kind of what mine look like, and you can, get an idea of how to keep it more simple. I prefer to keep most of my stock in bars, bulbs, and then smaller priced warmers. I have purchased more expensive ones, and they don't sell as quickly. So I've learned my lesson in that, and I'm sharing my wisdom this way, that people will more likely be purchasing the $20 warmers or the $25 warmers versus like the $45 ones. Now, with that said, I did an event in Upland last spring that was for a shelter, an animal shelter. It was an adoption day event, and that's actually how I met Macy. But so I figured, okay, there's going to be lots of cat and dog lovers adopting their, fur babies at this event, and they're going to see my booth, and they're going to know that it's a beneficial thing to have Scentsy, because Scensy's awesome and it smells awesome. When you have cats and dogs, sometimes it doesn't. So I went ahead and I splurged on stocking the I Love Cats and I Love Dogs warmers, about one of each, just to display them. Hopefully someone would want to buy them. And I sold both of them. So of course there's always exceptions to the rule as far as like what you think will sell. If you know a specific warmer will sell at a certain event, then of course it makes sense to bring it with you. I also bring, I hoard the extra bags that they give us in our orders when we get our party orders. I keep those extra bags because that ends up becoming my bag that people will, when they purchase, I'll send their product home with them in that bag. And I like that it's clear and nothing is super fancy, because that way when they're going to other people's booth, they can see their product. Like, they can see that they bought Scentsy. Then they're kind of sort of advertising for me that Scentsy's there at the event somewhere. So that's why I like the clear bags. I also bring order forms, of course, product lists, samples. I usually will give those out with my product lists. I bring pens. I bring, if I have stock, I'll bring it there, and I pull it out and I display it on top of the box that it comes in, because it gives my table some height. And if they can't see what's in the box, they're not going to buy it. So it is a little bit tedious in unboxing my warmers, but I think that it's more beneficial for someone to be able to see it than just to see the box on the table and it's not out. What else? I bring my Square card reader. I went ahead, because of the chip that people have in their cards now. I spent the $50, I think it was, for the chip reader. So that way that if there is ever any fraudulent charges or anything like that, because I use a Square chip reader, I'm protected as the seller. Where if you're just doing the swiping of the magnet card or the magnet strip, then you're not protected. So double check with with Square about that information, of course, because this was like a year and a half ago that I got that. So things could have changed by now. If you want a Square link, let me know, and I will probably share it in the comments below in this YouTube video, and I'll probably share it again in the link on our team page on Facebook. What else do I bring with me? I bring safety pins just in case. You never know when you need a safety pin. tablecloths. I have one fancy Scentsy tablecloth, but the rest of them are, I used a black panel, a curtain. Like, you know how curtains come in a pack of two? So I found one that I think at a Goodwill or something that's black. It's just one panel, and it fits perfectly over my 6-foot table. That's kind of like just makes it look fancy, I guess. And then I use a plain white tablecloth underneath it. So I keep it super simple. I probably should upgrade it because it doesn't look that fancy, but you know what? It serves its purpose. And right now, it's not in my budget to spend that money on something nicer. So I do what I can until I can afford better. What else? Drawing slips. So I always bring drawing slips and clipboards. I bring my little basket. Usually has, because I don't have every single scent in a bar, so I will have a little basket of the testers that are like the popular scents. So I'll pick, 5 from the classics. I'll bring probably all of the new releases because they're all brand new. No one's ever smelled them before. That way, if they cannot find bars they love, but maybe I can find some scents that they do love from the little testers, and we can get them ordered. I do display my diffuser, but I do not, for outdoor events, I just don't worry about using electricity. I don't worry about bringing a generator or anything like that. That's a lot of work. I like to keep it simple, and so I will use my room spray. So I'll just spray it every once in a while when I don't have anybody in my booth. And usually when I spray it, people will be like, "Oh, what's that smell?" And that'll bring them into my booth. We also have the Scentsy Go now. So that's another great thing about having no power when it's an outdoor event, is that you can show them, like, check it out. I don't even have power and it smells good over here. That's a great feature for that. I think that's it. Oh, I bring tape, masking tape, just in case. I bring scissors just in case I ever need those. And I bring a booking game, which I have a couple that I use. Okay, I think that was it for what I bring. I want a chair, but I don't usually use it. But if I have to, then I'll use it. Okay. During the event, number 1 rule, put your phone down. I'm guilty of this, so I feel you. But don't be the person to looking at your phone as people are walking into your booth. Put your phone away. Keep it in your pocket if you have to. Stand up, but don't crowd people as they walk in. You want to be approachable, smile at people. If they come into your booth, welcome them. Say, "Oh, hey, have you heard of Scentsy?" These are my usual open liners. "Have you heard of Scentsy?" If they haven't, then I'd be like, "Oh, check it out. Well, do you use candles in your house? Because these are a safer alternative. Let me show you how they work. What is your favorite scent?" is another way that I start off. If they say, "Yes, I've heard of Scentsy. I have so much at home." I'm like, "Oh, what's your favorite scent, girl? Tell me." And then hopefully, that can spark a little conversation about, like, "Well, why aren't you a Scentsy consultant already? If you love it so much and you have 8 warmers at home, then you should be making money off of your own purchases." Another thing you can do is if they have children or if they have fur babies, that's another great opener for you to, initiate in a conversation with them. That's kind of natural. And then you can always follow it up with, "Well, I'm doing a drawing and I do a monthly drawing. I used to do one for every event and that didn't work for me. So I changed it to be every month." And so I have them at least fill out their name, their phone number, and their email. And then what I'm terrible about remembering to do, but I'm going to tell you guys, hopefully that you do it, is that that you read what they wrote down in front of them. Because sometimes they'll write their email down and you have no idea what letters those are. So you want to confirm, "Oh, is your email da 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 da?" And then you can, write it down in a more legible handwriting if you have to, or their phone number or their name as well. And then, and then I invite them to do the booking game, whatever game that I've employed that particular event. So one of them that's super easy is, you can ask them, "Are you feeling lucky?" and then hand them a die or, you know, a dice. It would be one die. You can make it fun and have it be one of those big foam ones from the dollar store. I think they have them around the beginning of the school year every year. And you ask them to roll the die, and then you show them this, and you tell them, this is something that I think I created this based off of Katie Cardoza Farner's video that I found about events. It says here, you rolled the dice and the odds are in your favor. Host a party and the prize is yours. And so I say, oh, you rolled the number 1. So that means that you get to choose an element warmer of your choice if you host a party, and that'll be your gift from me on top of host rewards. The other one is $10 in rewards, so that's extra product credit. A laundry product of their choice, and I think our most expensive one is the laundry liquid, so that's $16. And then nightlight warmers, of course, $20. And now they're called $20 warmers, mini warmers. This is obviously outdated because it says 3 Scentsy bars of your choice. So of course, I think I would probably change that to like a counter clean, or maybe a body product, or even maybe like a twin pack if I don't want to spend a lot of money. And then the scent sampler, which is actually no longer in the catalog, but I do believe that they're still available. If you just type in scent sampler, it used to be on a catalog, and it's basically 1 room spray, 1 scent circle, 1 travel tin, and 1 scent pack, and you can mix and match the scents. And it's for $20 as like a little bundle. I'll have to double check on that. If it's not available anymore, of course you would choose something else in that place. But you want to consider the prizes to be appealing, exciting, incentivizing. That's a word. And then, of course, you're not going to be paying full price for these items when they book the party. You're not going to give these items to them the day they book their party. And always, I forgot something to tell you guys. Bring your calendar with you, your party calendar. I have one of these. This is the end of the year, and it looks really beaten. But this is how I show them, like, oh, this is my calendar. This is the days that I'm available. And if you pick a day that's highlighted, then you get the prize of your choice or whatever. Or you can just highlight the days you're available. That would work too. But you're going to be using perpetual party rewards because these parties have been booked out of thin air. So that perpetual party reward is up to you to use at your discretion. So that's how you would be able to afford the item that they won. And hopefully they'll be like, oh, I love a new warmer. Yeah, let's do a party. And then you'll be like, oh, okay, come choose from my party menu. And then you have your party menu right there for them to kind of check out. These are my on-location parties. I also offer online and on the go. So tell me, what party style suits you best? And this is where that language comes in that you've hopefully have kind of mastered already, where you ask them questions that have a definitive answer so that it's really easy for them to book a party. Okay, so you've rolled the die, and you're going to get a $20 warmer then out of your party. What kind of party suits you? Oh, on the go, on location, or online. Oh, I want to do a home party with like a girls' night. Great. Does a weeknight or a weekend work better for you? A weekend works better for me. Great. Does this month or next month work better for you? Oh, next month. Okay, I have this month, and of course you're going to front load your calendar. So you're going to ask about one of the first 1 or 2 weekend days that you're available for their party. Great, I have this day or this Saturday or this Sunday available for you. I have 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock available. So it's super easy for them just to jot down their name, their information. You're going to, of course, make sure that drawing slip is completely filled out so that you can contact them with how you're going to get them their host packet, and you will have just booked the party. And the next day, definitely follow up with them like, oh my gosh, I was so happy to meet you yesterday. This is a little bit, I'm going to get more into detail about this in a second, but I'm so excited for your party. Here are the details again, just in case you need to write them down. And I've already set up your party on my workstation, so if you have anybody who wants to order beforehand, go for it. So you're just already starting that relationship. And you're meeting that goal of why you wanted to do an event in the first place, which is to meet people and book parties. Whew, we're almost there. Okay. So that's one of my booking games. It's dice, probably the easiest one to do. You could also do like pick an ornament and then open the ornament and see what prize is in there. Pick a pumpkin, pick an Easter egg, depending on the season, of course. Um, what else? If you Google event booking games, I'm sure there are a heck of a lot more ideas that I could share with you right now. But that's just one of my favorite ones, the dice. Okay. So your display, we talked about a little bit already. You want to keep it simple. You want to add height because height, people, when they're standing and they're shopping, you want to have some of your product at their eye level so it looks kind of appealing, like they want to go see what that's all about. You want to signify that you somehow you belong there. You're a Scentsy person, whether it's a button, you buy yourself a name tag from the Scentsy family store, you wear a Scentsy t-shirt, something that kind of shows that you're the person that they want to talk to if they have questions, that kind of differentiates you from someone else shopping. I do have like the $5 flag triangle pennant banner that I use in my Easy Up, or I'll hang it on the table, or I'll put it on the wall behind me, just to kind of help make it more festive, but inexpensively so. Okay, and then the last thing I want to talk to you guys about was after the event, what you should do after the event. So you've collected all of those drawing slips from people who have stopped by your booth, and they have given you their email at least, if not also their phone number and address. And then you want to just message them. Either you can search them on Facebook and message them on Facebook, or you can email them your preference. And then, of course, you would find out what their preference is. If they don't have a Facebook, then you, of course, maybe you want to text them or call them and just say, hey, thank you so much for stopping by my booth yesterday. I hope you enjoyed the whole day. The event was so fun. You have to let me know when you use those bars that you bought, how you love that scent that you got. Maybe make a note about it. And then say, oh, and by the way, if you would like an extra entry into my monthly raffle, here's my business page. If you like my business page, then I'll give you a second entry. And then this is when I'm going to be doing the raffle, maybe. So it's inviting them. It's kind of funneling them into your little Scentsy world to start, giving them that area or that opportunity to get to know you better, because once they know you better, they're going to like you more, and they're going to trust you, and they're going to want to do business with you. People do business with people who they like, they know, and they trust. So that's part of the whole developing relationships with your customers. And then, so you're going to thank them, you're going to invite them to your business page for an extra drawing, and you're going to follow up with them. If they've ordered from you, of course, deliver their orders, or, if they've ordered and we have it directly shipped to them, then you can, follow up. Hey, I saw your order got delivered. How are you loving it? Did you get it set up yet? Show me a picture of it. Send them a thank you card in the mail. And just continue to build that relationship with them. If maybe they didn't want to host then, but once you have that relationship with them after a couple months, then maybe you can ask them again, at their second time when you follow up. Hey, this new thing just came out, and I know you love this thing based on, what you purchased before. So maybe you'll want to do a party now. What do you think? This is my incentive. And so that's just going to help propel your business forward. Something someone asked me on Saturday at our team brunch was, do I charge tax for what they purchase on hand? And I do. I usually, I will, if I had to pay tax, they're going to have to pay tax. So, of course, if it's like a few cents and they're paying cash, like sometimes I'll waive it. And I told you guys a story about the person who was kind of rude about not wanting to pay tax, but that's not the norm. And for shipping, occasionally I will offer like a discounted shipping. I'll do $5 shipping instead of $8, and I'll pay the difference. But it just depends on How busy is the event? How many orders am I getting? Where is the event? And do I actually want to, if I do free shipping because it delivers to me, like, am I going to have to drive far to deliver it to them to give them free shipping? You know, those kinds of things I take into consideration for every event. Oh, and real quick, here's my little name tag that I use. If I'm not wearing, I only wear it at events, and at parties, I always just wear my regular clothes because people usually don't know who I am, so they just know that I'm a Scentsy lady. But events, I always try to signify myself as a Scentsy person with my name tag at the very least, if not a Scentsy shirt as well, or a Scentsy hat. Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you so much. I think that was it. If you are doing a booking game, make sure that you're not posting the personal special. Like, let's, for an example, say that you've decided anybody who books a party today is going to get a free $35 warmer. You may not post, book a party today and get a free $35 warmer, because that is technically posting it in a public way. So the way you could get around that rule is saying, book a party and ask me for, or wait, how would you say that? Ask me how would you say it? My brain's not working right now. It's baby brain. Book a party with me and you'll be glad you did. Or ask me for details about booking the party. Something like that. That's very vague, and you're not specifically mentioning anything about what you're going to give them for booking the party, which is your personal special, because not everybody can give something away for free. So that's something to consider. Excuse me. All right. Thank you, guys. If you have more questions, please leave them below in the comments, or message me, ask them on the business page or on the team page. Woo. And I will talk to you guys later. I hope you have a wonderful night, and I'll see you guys on December 19th for our last Zoom call before the end of the year. What? All right. Talk to you later. Bye.